Good morning. Today we are starting with chapter 9 of unit 5, that is excretory products and their elimination from the body. So in this we'll be studying about the excretory system and its various parts. Topics to be covered in this chapter is human excretory system, urine formation, function of the tubules, mechanism of concentration of the filtrate, regulation of kidney function, micturition, role of other organs in the excretion, and the disorders of the excretory system. Now in the introduction part we'll see that animals, they accumulate ammonia, urea, uric acid, carbon dioxide, water and ions like sodium, potassium, chloride ions, phosphate, sulfate by various metabolic activities and by another excess ingestion also. Now these substances they are to be removed totally or partially. So we'll learn about common nitrogenous waste. First we'll talk about common nitrogenous waste which are required to be eliminated from the body. Now here we find that these common nitrogenous wastes are ammonia, urea, uric acid. These are the major nitrogenous wastes which are excreted by the animals. If we talk about ammonia, ammonia is the most toxic form and requires large amount of water for its elimination, whereas uric acid is least toxic and it can be removed for a minimum loss of water. So the process of excreting ammonia is called ammonotelism. Many bony fishes, aquatic amphibians, aquatic insects, they are ammonotelic in nature. Ammonia is soluble and is generally excreted by diffusion across the various body surfaces, or through gill surfaces in fishes as ammonium ions. Kidneys. Now kidneys, they do not play any significant role in its removal. Terrestrial adaptations like the production of the lesser toxic nitrogenous waste like urea and uric acid for the conservation of water is there. Like in mammals, many terrestrial amphibians and marine fishes excrete urea and they are called as ureotelic animals. Now ammonia which is produced by metabolism is converted into urea in the liver of these animals, and it is released into the blood also, which is filtered and excreted out by the kidneys. Some amount of urea is retained in the kidney matrix of some of these animals to maintain the desired osmolarity also. So reptiles, birds, snails, insects, they excrete nitrogenous waste as uric acid in the form of pellets or paste with a minimum loss of water, and they are called as uricotelic. They are also called as uricotelic animals. So when we see the whole of the animal kingdom, there is a variety of excretory structures. In most of the invertebrates, these structures are simple tubular forms, whereas in the vertebrates they have complex tubular forms like protonephridia or flame cells. These are the excretory structures in Platyhelminthes. You can see here the flame cells. They are in generally Platyhelminthes, that is flatworms, planaria, rotifers, some annelids and cephalochordates, amphioxus, protonephridia. You can see the structure of here, protonephridia. Protonephridia, they are primarily concerned with ionic and fluid volume regulations, that is osmoregulation. Nephridia, now these only become modified to become nephridia, which is a highly tubular structure. And nephridia, they are tubular excretory structures of earthworms and other annelids, and nephridia, they help to remove the nitrogenous waste and maintain a fluid and ionic balance also. So nephridia, they helps in the removal of nitrogenous waste, maintain the fluid balance. Then next is Malpighian tubules. You can see here the structure of Malpighian tubules. Now, Malpighian tubules, they help in the removal of nitrogenous waste and osmoregulation. Another type of organs which are associated, they are the antennal glands. You can see here in these organisms, these are antennal glands or green glands. They perform the excretory functions in crustaceans like prawns. Now, in the human excretory system, this you have already studied in 10th class also. In human excretory system, it consists of a pair of kidneys, one pair of ureters, a urinary bladder, and urethra. Now, kidneys, they are reddish brown, bean-shaped structures. They are situated between the levels of the last thoracic and the third lumbar vertebrae, which is closer to the dorsal inner wall of the abdominal cavity. Each kidney in the adult human measures about 10 to 12 centimeters in length, 5 to 7 centimeters in width, and 2 to 3 centimeters in thickness, and an average weight of 120 to 170 grams. Now, towards the center of the inner concave surface of the kidney is a notch which is called as hilum. Here the hilum is present, through which the ureter, blood vessels, like you can see here, the ureters and the blood vessels, they are generally ureters, blood vessels, and the nerves, they enter. Now, inner to the hilum is a broad funnel-shaped structure which is called as renal pelvis, with projections which are called as calyces, and the outer layer of the kidney is a rough capsule. Now, inside the kidney there are two zones, outer and the inner medulla, and the medulla is divided into a number of conical masses which are called as medullary pyramids.